I'm very happy to welcome Vancouver icons, which you'll see are Kirby Ellwood and Nic Westaway. I'm going to ask them both to introduce themselves and explain their connection to Vancouver to you all.
Kirby, kick it off.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Nic. Well, my name is Kirby, and I have done quite a few verticals in Vancouver. Two of them happen to be with Nic. But I'm not from Vancouver, so that's quite funny. But they love me, and I literally adore them. So they just keep bringing me back, thankfully.
Well, I am Nic Westaway. I'm an Australian actor. So if you haven't heard my Australian accent before, this is it. You will normally hear me in American, sometimes in English. But I am now based in Vancouver. And got into the vertical scene a bit over a year ago, and I've shot 9 to 20, up to about 20, 21 verticals now in Vancouver since June of last year. So keep them coming.
I think I've
Okay,
done.
so next question is this from Tassia. Why do you think, what is it about Vancouver? Why is it so great for making verticals? What's the setup like there that makes it work so well?
Ooh.
Good question.
Climate, for a start, is really nice. I think most of the time, as long as it's not like rain, Vancouver. But generally, most of the time, not too hot, not too cold. And then we just have a lot available. We've got the sort of inner city vibe, so you can always find office spaces, and there's a lot of beautiful properties that a lot of the companies here have really good connections with, so they can get their rich billionaire mansions and ballrooms and all that sort of stuff for the fun party scenes. There's a lot of that available. But then if there's stuff that we need to do in sort of outdoor, if we need to find like warehouses or nature backgrounds, that's all really readily available in Vancouver as well, because it's not like smack bang in the middle of metropolis and things like that. That's the way that I would look at it. And obviously they have a lot of talented people, from performers all the way through to crew and producers, directors, and everything else. So just all the puzzle pieces click. There's a reason this is called Hollywood North. So that's my that's my take on it. Kirby?
I just think it's really beautiful there. And most of the time you're always filming on location. And like Nic said, they have all these beautiful, beautiful mansions. And then there's this one where we actually filmed Mr. President on that has this gorgeous view of like the harbor, and there's trees, and there's this infinity pool. And it's just like the locations, because most of the time when you're filming in LA, you're in, like studios and stuff. So it's a very different vibe, and I think you can tell when you're filming in Vancouver than when you're filming in LA, because I don't know, there's just more to look at, more to see, and I don't know. I personally like filming in Vancouver a lot, just because I like being on all those locations instead of in these little mini studios, because I feel like I can really get into my character more because it feels real.
They seem more varied as well, actually. So I'm thinking, I haven't noticed in verticals that I know that are shot there the same, oh, it's that house again. Whereas you definitely get that in LA. There's certain pools, like swimming pools in particular, like a lot of people are full and then that swimming pool. So I guess that backs up what you're saying, that there's such a variety of locations you can move around. So for both of you, how did you first get into verticals? What was your first experience? If you both want to share that story.
Kirby, I think you were in verticals before me, so
Yeah.
where again?
I got into them last January, so January of 2024, because I was like submitting on Actors Access, and they booked me off my demo reel for like a day player role, and I had the best time. It was so much fun. It was Billionaire's Baby Bargain on Reelshort. I was like the sixth sister, and then I kept auditioning, hoping to book more stuff, and then I booked a lead. So I booked that in March. So yeah, I just went straight into doing leads after that, and it kind of just snowballed, and now I've done 24 leads since then, since last March. And then like a few supporting and villain roles, and yeah, I've just been keeping it up. I don't know. That's
Right.
kind of how I got into it.
Once they like you, they like you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what I was told too when I first got into it. There was this girl, Daniela, who was the lead of the first one I did. She was like, "Look, you do one, you do all." And I was like, "Oh, okay, good to know." And it really did happen to be true.
For myself, in Vancouver, I just got back from Australia and renewed my visa because I was happy here and wanted to stay a little longer. So I renewed my visa at the start of, so I would have got back around the time that you booked your first one, Kirby, in January of last year. And then it was about June, I think, of last year, or late May, when there was like a cattle call that I actually found through a Facebook group. And I had been working as a production assistant on set and doing my acting auditions and, getting bits and pieces here and there. And all I saw was, because I'm not in the union up here, so all I saw was non-union acting work paid. And I was like, where am I going? What are we doing? So I went to like a cattle call audition. Apparently there were at least 3 vertical companies in the room, like getting along as buddies, I guess, and just seeing a bunch of actors come through and then kind of with a wish list, just ticking off like, oh, I want them, kind of fighting over us a little bit, I think. And Grace from Budao Films was there previously with a different company, but she'd apparently claimed me, like she had dibs because she really loved my headshot. So I didn't know that, but when I got there, she's like, please be a good actor, please be a good actor. And I got very self-indulgent. I went in and I prepped the scene that they gave me, which was a 1-page scene. And then they asked me to do a monologue, and I said, it's a little long. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, it's a little dark. Is that all right? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I proceeded to do a 9-minute monologue.
I know
that
the story. I was hoping you're going to tell this part.
and I learned it at drama school. So yeah, Kirby's heard this story. But before I left that day, they pulled me into a little like back room with Grace and a couple of others, and they offered me the lead of 2 verticals before I left. And the director of the second vertical said, can you come and do another one with me? So that was my 3rd. And then the original company said, come back. And then it all, similar to Kirby, just snowballed from there. And now I've done, probably about 17 leads or something like that along the way.
So which one was ours? So, like, how far in was our first one?
The President vertigo is so good. That was number 5.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Aw.
You've perfectly covered why we paired you together, apart from the Vancouver connections. You've done 2 verticals together, Double Life of Mr. President and Second Chance with a Mafia Lover. Do you have a favourite out of the 2? And why?
Me as Mr. President. I'll elaborate after I find out what Kirby's is.
I kind of flip between the 2 of like which one's my favorite, because obviously Mr. President was so fun, like that character and like everything that we shot was just so fun, and that was my first vertical in Vancouver. So that was my first experience there, so it really set the tone for why I love it, you know? But I also just have like a really soft spot for Second Chance with Mafia Lover, because when I was reading the script, I like sobbed like a little baby. I was just like, oh my God, this is so sad. So I think I have an emotional connection towards both in just ways. So I can't.
Yeah, Mafia Lover is still definitely right up there as like one of my other favorites, but it was a trickier one for me to film, as Kirby knows. The character itself, playing the president, getting to fly through a window and do a few of my own stunts and save the day and shoot a gun a few times and
At CGI window.
and was fun. Like it was just a really amazing project to work on, and the end result just really blew up. It was also the one that put me on the map, really, and I started getting messages and requests like, "Oh, we saw the president one. Like, can you come and do this one?" Like, it really like set up my sort of vertical career. But the Mafia one was tricky in a few aspects for me to go very dark, especially from the outset, because you had the sort of flashback scenes to set up why Renzo had become such a monstrous human being since last seen her, and So to go to those places for myself was tricky, and all credit to Kirby. She had to almost give me permission to go further, and she's like, "Come on, Nic, like he's telling to act off. Like I'm safe. We're okay here. Like we're in a safe space. We're acting." And I really respect and appreciate her for that. To like beg me to go further and be like, "Let's really get into this drama. I'm okay. I will be okay. Go there." And yeah, we made something really special on that one too.
Yeah.
It was actually really helpful because Sam, Nuts for Life question is, what do you enjoy most about working together? And is that partly it in that you've got that trust?
Yeah, I think so. Well, like I just love working with Nic because I feel like we've built such a great relationship, and I trust everything that he does. And I know everything that he does comes from like, a soulful, wonderful place. And like, not my life, but like my life is in your hands, like I trust whatever we're doing. I never have any doubts, or I'm like, whatever choices he makes, I'm like, yeah, I'm fully on board for that. So I think, yeah, and I think we just have great on-screen chemistry too. So it's just been like such a joy. And then just like chit-chatting and talking and like getting to know each other was like super fun too. So I just love
So
him.
fun vibe with on set, and very easy to work with.
Mhm.
Like, so like so easy to act with because I'm just trying to keep up with you. Like, just
Stop.
you, you just raised the bar for me. So I'm like, oh man, Kirby's bringing it. I'm gonna have to like give me a minute.
What do you mean same? It goes both ways.
So that's been really, really easy. And as Kirb said, like if she trusts the choices that I'm making, I definitely echo that back the other way. It feels very collaborative. It's been few and far between the projects that I've worked on where there aren't a lot of suggestions like picked up or taken. It doesn't feel like that team vibe. Like a lot of the verticals very much are that. And so I think that Kirby definitely does. And I believe that I bring a lot of ideas to the table on the day. And that's, I think, why we create like really great stuff together is because we're both coming with ideas for the story, for the character. They don't always get picked up. There are other, puzzle pieces like the director and the client and the producer and everything else coming together. But yeah, we're always throwing in, how do we make this scene amazing? How do we make this whole production amazing? So we always get the best result. I think it's really fun.
It's because we care.
Good answers. Okay, people, obviously, the double life of Mr. President. Yes, it's great, but I think there's something about you put fried chicken in a vertical and it does really well. See, that was like the first one that went big with Casey Esser and Autumn Noel. It was the Werewolf one, and basically went viral on TikTok that her character had never had fried chicken, and that was the big romantic moment that he bought her fried chicken. So I think this is why they went, we need more fried chicken. So Sammy has asked, would you rather eat fried chicken every day for a month or film a wicked awesome action scene?
Wicked awesome action scene.
Yeah, I have more than one reason to choose that one. I'm also vegetarian, so the thought of eating chicken would like make me want to vomit a little bit. So, I'm good. Let's do the action scene.
Which actually leads on to another question I'll ask you both. What is the favourite action or stunt that you've got to do so far in a vertical? Doesn't have to be one that you've done together, just overall favourite action scene or stunt you've got to do.
Well, the president one for me was a really special one. Like there's been a bunch of really fun ones, but all the ones on the president one were really cool. But coming in through the window, which they were almost like surprised that I could do what I did, which I don't know, hopefully it looks good. I sort of swing in and then got to the dude who was with the lighter, which is, the very violent, scary moment. Just to take him out in that moment was very fun. And then there was an action scene later in Mr. President also that I had a lot of fun with, where I sort of hit the guy and he throws the money in the air. I didn't know how it was going to work, but it looks so good that it's just like this money just going and just raining over the scene. With Kerb's like hiding behind the poker table.
I think I was hiding behind a chair, actually.
Yeah.
That was one of the choices that I made, that they were like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm hiding behind a chair, but I'm still looking. Yeah.
crazy things. It makes a lot of sense. It's beautiful.
You know, I don't get to do many action scenes because I'm always the one being saved. However, I would like to change that. Although I do remember that I've hit people over the head with some like sugar glass. That's pretty fun. I do enjoy that. However, I did.
Yeah.
Huh?
And a chair.
And a what?
And a chair.
A chair? Did I hit someone with a chair?
The Mafia one. Don't you?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Pretty sure you clock someone when the daughter comes out.
Oh shoot! Yeah, it's been blocked
I
out
love
of
that you've had a big moment and you've totally forgotten it.
Probably some moments that I forget. Because like, here's the thing: when I'm filming, I'm like so in the moment. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. And then as soon as okay, we're moving on. I'm like, okay, what did we film? What are we moving on to? I'm like, I literally, it just goes to another compartment in my brain that's like called done file, and it's
Done.
just like locked away. I don't know, but I do remember hitting someone over with a bottle because I had to. I felt really bad about it because I was like, okay, make sure you close your eyes. Like, I don't want to get glass in your eyes.
Oh, that was the Mafia one, right?
No, it was a different one.
Oh, okay.
And I also
it's sugar glass too. Sugar glass is fun.
It is. But it's really scary too, because I'm like, if you touch it wrong or you grab it too much. Oh, I cut my finger open once with sugar glass because I gripped the bottle too hard, and it like kind of sliced my finger open when I like slammed it on someone's head.
You got to be delicate with the sugar glass, but when you pull it off, it looks great.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic. Okay, so next question is: what is the vertical where you laughed the most? The one where you had the most fun?
Oh, good question. Of your 400 verticals, Kirby, can you?
it's hard to decide. I feel like I have so much. You know what? The one that's coming to mind right now is billionaire. No, $1 billion baby. The one I did with Cameron, because just like. There was just a lot of things in that one where I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I was like, there was a scene where there was like this sex doll.
I knew that was the scene you were going to mention. Yeah.
The sex doll. And these people are coming after me. And so I asked Cameron to like help me. And he was like, sure, I'll help you, but how are you going to hide in here? And I was like, I've got an idea. So then I deflate the sex doll. I put the wig on, the maid, the nurse outfit on, and I just pretend to be this like inflatable sex doll. And then I like have to make these like, you know, sex doll noises. And I remember filming it, and afterwards I was like dying, and everyone else was dying out there because it was just so ridiculous and funny. So that one was really fun. It was a little crazy.
I'm not sure I have one come to mind. I laugh and have a good time on every single one of my verticals, especially in Vancouver. It's so like, I don't know if it's similar in LA, you can tell me, but in Vancouver, it's like, even if I'm working with a new vertical company that's popped up and they're, you know, joining the party or whatever, I always see someone I know. Whether it's someone on like the camera team, or I've worked with the director before, or it's like someone in hair and makeup or costume, like there's always, or cast members, there's always a familiar face that I'm like, hey, man, I haven't seen you in like a month. It's like there's always a crossover. It's just like I don't think there's like one vertical that sticks out. That's like, oh, that was the vertical that was like so much fun, because they're all fun. Because I'm always seeing the people that I've established from June of last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't. There's no clear favorite.
See, that's such a good diplomatic answer, you see. Next question is, what, for both of you, what has been either the hardest or most challenging character that you've played?
Oh, I know mine. Do you want me to go? Or have you got yours?
No, I'm thinking. You go.
I can see your thinking face. Mine was from a vertical that we shot here in Vancouver for Good Short, which was an interactive. So the lead actress was making choices all the way through. It's the only one that I have done like that. And I played a villain role, which I don't play too often. Sometimes I play the dark role with the redemption arc, but this was the full villain, absolute menace, slapped, punched, kicked in the nuts, dragged out by police, absolute asshole. And the character name was Nic. That, I think, is the first time in my entire acting career that I've played a character with my name. And it just happened to be a horrendous human being who was me. So I spent the entire film process with people saying my real name and how much of an asshole he is, and we hate Nic, Nick's this and Nick that. And it was weird to feel that energy in my body and like receive that even in scenes. It became a challenge for me to stay present and to stay in the character and to stay in the drama and really commit to like all the horrible things that I was doing and all the horrible choices that my character made, because they were referencing the name that I was born and raised hearing. So it was like, yeah, it was really tricky actually for me during it to commit to the world and not let it affect me. So maybe a bit of a weird answer for that one, but still really fun to work on. But that was definitely most challenging for me because I generally consider myself a nice human. So to play someone like that was a challenge. But then on top of that, to have them referring to me as my actor name, my real name, just made it extra hard for me to get through. Yeah.
That's a good answer. For me, I'm going to go with, so obviously the first vertical that I ever led, I hadn't ever led a feature because it's pretty much like a feature-length script, which is basically like a whole movie. And the amount of dialogue that I remember having to memorize that first go around on my first like lead role in a vertical was so difficult for me because, like I said, I never memorized 10 pages of dialogue a day. So I was stressing. Every night I'd get home, I would be like reading the script over and over and over and just like trying to shove all of this knowledge into my brain when I wasn't used to doing that. So I think I spent like 2 to 3 hours every night on top of trying to get enough sleep on top of a 12-hour day. So I remember that first vertical being very demanding and emotionally rough. There was this one scene where I had this like whole little monologue and I was like freaking out about it. I was like, because I'd already like done so many scenes. And then I had this like phone call to myself and I was like, I don't know if I could do this. This is so hard. And I remember the director being like, you got this. Like, you're going to be fine. And everything was fine. She was right. But I was like, the stress of that shoot was pretty rough.
Okay, so next question is, you've both done, okay, I just want to do a little show of hands. Have you both done Werewolf vertical?
One.
You've done one. Kirby, have you not done a werewolf?
Okay, listen. Technically,
I'm like, how have you not done a werewolf?
I know. Technically, I did a day player role for shits and giggles on the one with Alexa Reddy and Zach Rist. They were on one together, and I just was like, yeah, I'll be this one character at the very start of your show who's just crying that leads to like the whole rest of the show. Do I ever come back? No. Do I ever talk about werewolfy stuff? I think I had one sentence, so I don't count it. I've never led a werewolf one, and it makes me very, very sad.
I haven't led a werewolf one either. So maybe that's our next one, Curbs, is we need to get together, lead a werewolf vertigo. I don't know. I played the villain on that one, so I played the werewolf prince and the werewolf king. My dad was going to give the alpha status to another werewolf, and I was pissed about it.
Nick, who do we talk to about this?
This is what we're using this
All right.
for, okay? This is the pitch to anyone watching who has the power. Can we please have a werewolf vertical with Kirby and Nic?
I'm just saying, lucky number 3, werewolves. Or I would compromise, okay, for vampires too.
Vampires? I was going to say, I think I suit it better. I can see you. Yeah. Get the color contacts going.
Oh! Can they be pink? I don't know. I'm just feeling pink.
I used to get Edward Cullen as my doppelganger. Robert.
Oh, I see that.
I was young. Like, you look like Cedric Diggory, and then Twilight dropped and it became. You look like Edward.
That's not bad, though. That's quite good. I take that. That's a good doppelganger to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Kirby, anyone who follows you on Instagram knows you've got like a vertical bingo card that of like stuff you're trying to tick off. But one of the questions is from Alicia is there a vertical trope that you are like, I never want to do? You'd never agree to be in?
Oh, I've never thought about this.
You have one.
Oh, you go.
It's just one that personally I don't feel like I want to involve myself in, and it's the trope of the big weight loss story.
Oh,
Maybe from my personal trainer days or whatever it is, but it's someone in a larger body being treated horrendously, and then they magically lose all the weight through a magic potion or something or other, and then the world is glitz and glamour and amazing because they've like it's just not something that
I don't particularly want to do that one, but however, if the script, it all comes down to the script for me. I feel like if the script was well done and it wasn't in a way to like put someone down, I would be open to it. I'm always open to any avenues, really. There isn't really something that there's a hard no. Like, I was up for like a dominatrix BDSM one, and I was like, I'll think about it. Let me read the script. You know, like I'm always like a maybe kind of. I'm like, I don't know, maybe we'll see. Because I never want to restrict myself because I'm scared to do something also. Because I'm kind of always trying to push myself out of my comfort zone because that's where I know the growth stage for me is. I'm like, as long as I'm kind of always a little terrified, I'm in a good spot. So
script is a good way to look at it, yeah. Because there are certain storylines that I've tried to along the way, but when they're written well, like even the Mafia one for me, as I said, was challenging because it had, those sort of assault things like the S stuff in it, but it was in that dark realm of Mafia, the realm of you ruined my life, so I'm going to make your life hell. So it was not justified, but it made sense in the dark story that we were in. Whereas when it comes out of left field and is just like, oh, we're just throwing it in for the drama, my golden rule, as Kirby's probably heard me say, in the make it make sense. So if the script makes it make sense for me, then I can kind of get into it and be like, all right, I'll give that a shot. But when it's just in there for the clickbait or the this or that, because it's a popular thing that's happening right now, I'm like, well, it's not written well, and I don't really want to get involved sometimes.
I 100% agree with that.
Can I just say they were such good nuanced answers? Thank you very much for that. I think you've explained. Next question around that is, obviously we've talked about you haven't done a werewolf. Obviously one of the things everyone's looking at is like, how can we sort of bring new stories in? Because I'm sure obviously you both get a lot of similar scripts. What would you like to do? Like, what would excite you?
I'm very slowly plugging away at writing some verticals. I don't want to throw those in the mix just yet, but there's a few things that I'd like to investigate. And then you actually mentioned that there may be a chat later on about what I'm currently doing, which is a little sort of proof of concept out of Vancouver, which might be under the theme of pirates.
I want to see this so bad. I didn't know it was a proof of concept, though. I thought it was like a full thing.
No, it's a passion made, a lot of, sort of at the moment, string budget, everyone coming together going, let's make it because it's awesome. And we got together and we made about 10 to 12 eps. And then now it's down to we're going to get people involved. We're going to crowdfund, or we're going to get a client involved, or we're going to producer on board or whatever it is. So hopefully we can flesh it out and make the rest. So at the moment, it is, it's going to be a tease. If people really love it, then people need to get behind it. Because it's on the horizon. You know what I mean?
I'm so
Very good.
excited.
Very good pun on the horizon. Thank you. What about you, Kirby? Is there anything that's on your bucket list that you're like, I really want verticals to move into that genre so I can do that?
Obviously, I have a few. But what I really, really want to do right now, like I don't know why it's been in my head recently, but like a dystopian, like it's the end of the world, dystopian. I feel like it'd be really easy to do. There's not going to be that many characters. The sets may be the hardest part, actually. So I don't know where they would film it, but I just really want something like that no one's ever done. And it's just dystopian zombies. I'm like, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of creature like haunting the world, but something like kind of
I
crazy.
say sign me up for that dystopian one just because I think that you'll only have to wear the one wardrobe for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that would be lovely for me.
What do you mean me? No, here's the
Outfit.
thing.
Keep going.
You just constantly change your outfits because they always go to a mall and they're like, oh, we need new clothes. And they just change them.
Suit, another suit, different suit, different. Dystopian one, just the one outfit. It's the outfit when the outbreak, the apocalypse happens. I'm in this for the whole vertical.
I feel like it would be so good. So
Sign me up.
that's really something that I'm quite hoping and looking forward to. And then also I just really want to do a horror one because I'll hit bingo if I could do a horror one on my card. What am I
Okay.
going to do when I hit bingo? I have no clue. I still have to decide. Throw a party. I don't know.
Oh, you haven't decided yet. Oh, I love that.
No, I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe if someone's watching, they could give me some suggestions and ideas. I have no idea what I'm going to do when I hit bingo because I low-key, part of me didn't think I was going to hit it anytime soon. And now I have 4 and I'm just missing like a 5th. And I'm like, we're getting pretty close here.
Nic, I just have to ask because you mentioned suits. How is it wearing the endless billionaire suits?
I like that I'm in Vancouver over like LA or other like hotter places. A friend of mine, Alex Pitchin, has done a lot of stuff in Australia where it's hot.
Yeah.
To be suits all the time. So I am appreciative that it happens in Vancouver. But yeah, it's nice to put on a suit from time to time. But the amount of billionaires that I've played and, the president one and everything else, it's a lot of suits. So sometimes it does. It's also because we shoot verticals very quickly. So to get that change going where sometimes it's a 3-layered suit and then you got to do the tie and then you got to like all that sort of stuff. It's a nice break sometimes when the character doesn't have all the suits and it's just a pullover, it's a sweater, it's a shirt, it's just something else. It gives me a bit of a reprieve from that. But I often do watch back the verticals and be like, all right. I look damn good in the suit. All right, I see it. I get it. I understand it. so I'll keep committing to it. Give me enough time to get in and out of my suits, and we'll shoot everything. It's fine.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of because it's well known. Alex Pitchin and his views on suits, and particularly having to film in Australia in 3-piece suits, he's not impressed. You've done a perfect thing there because quite a lot of people want to ask you, Nic. Okay, first of all, from Nic, she remembers you on Home and Away. How does it compare the speed of filming on a soap like Home and Away to filming on a vertical? What are the similarities and differences?
There's a lot of similarities for sure. Definitely crosses over. I've said to many people that I really appreciate my background from my Home and Away career launch. Because I was in Home and Away months after I graduated drama school. So it was a very fast, straight in there. It's my foundation of my career. And just learning a huge amount of dialogue per day was normal for me. I was in 386 episodes of Home and Away over nearly 4 years. So my brain was already kind of ready for verticals in that realm. So when we stepped on the set and everyone's like, oh my God, we're shooting like 15, 17 pages today and we've got this many scenes, my brain's like, yeah, we got it. And I think that played into why I was hireable in the vertical space. Is that, like, I came in, I shot those 2 verticals that I mentioned before that I kind of booked, and the director on the second one was like, "You're great. Can I use you on this one?" And then I went and did that one, and then the original company was like, "Hey, where'd you go? Come back." And then I went and did 2 more, which the second one of that run, my 5th, was the president one, and then it just kept going. And I think that I wouldn't have accelerated into the vertical world as quickly as I did if I didn't have that background of being on set for, full time for 46 weeks a year for nearly 4 years on Home and Away. Because everything came naturally, not just learning lines, but it was just being on set of Home and Away was, hitting your mark, finding your light, being in the scene, or continuity of things, making things easier, and like repeating the same thing every time so it edits together very well. All the technical aspects of acting that people don't sometimes understand that we have to juggle. In a vertical world, because we move so quickly, it's so heavily appreciated. I had actually the DOP of the president one come up to me at the end of the shoot and like thank me for being in it. Kirby as well. He was mentioned. He said, like, thank God we had you and Kirby, because it was such a tricky script and it was such a massive undertaking to get all like the pool scenes, the action scenes, the gun scenes, like all that sort of stuff. If we didn't have you guys as the leads, like not messing up and like hitting your marks and getting all the technical stuff down, I'm not sure we would have got through it. So I'm very appreciative of Home and Away background. It set me up very well for a fast moving vertical career here.
Okay. Kirby, I promise I've got questions, but there are just a few more for Nic specifically.
Yes,
I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm neglecting you. Dottie wants to know, do you find now that are you still getting recognition as Braxton on Home and Away, or is it more now about verticals?
It's a bit of both. I mean, I need to get more active on my social media because I haven't. I've been big break at live my life a little bit. Kirby wants me to start a TikTok, so we'll see.
Okay.
I have my account. I just don't do anything with it because people are pretending to be me now on TikTok. And I was like, I only have Instagram. That's not me. If they ask you for money or your personal details, don't give it to them. But in saying that, like, most of my recognition now is generally through Instagram. I'll get a lot of responses, comments, tags, DMs in response to that. And then occasionally around here, I'll get it's only been very recently, like I kind of get stopped by people being like, oh, you're a vertical actor. But with Home and Away, it's because it was massive. It was sold in over 120 countries around the world. So in North America, it's not really watched because they have their own dramas and soap operas, especially from the States. And so when I do get stopped for Home and Away recognition, it's generally someone from the UK because it's massive over there, or Ireland. It's the number one show. Well, when I was on, it was the number one show. I don't know if it still is. But I know it's huge in those countries. So in Vancouver, if I get stopped and it's about Home and Away, which I did the other day, I was walking along Kitsilano Beach and I had someone be like, oh, you Carl Braxton, Home and Away? And I was like, he tagged me online on Instagram and things. It's to do with the global audience of Home and Away, and occasionally Australians as well, because obviously being an iconic show from my home country. Very rarely an American or a Canadian will ever talk to me about Home and Away because they don't really know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, and I promise, Kirby, this is the final Australia-specific question for Nic, and then I have some for you, so do not worry. Jill Finch, Nic Westaway, I've been a fan of yours since your days on Home and Away. Do you have plans to work in Australia again? And someone else also asked, do you ever miss acting with your own accent? So I thought they were kind of linked.
Yes and yes. So I recently got to head back to Australia and see my friends and see my family and, touch home soil, which is lovely. I do still have my Australian agent. So if I book something back in Australia, which I do audition for occasionally, I would love to go back. Actually, when Kirby and I went over for the Hong Kong Film Art Festival, we were chatting to some people who make verticals down. Shout out to Turtle Media down in Melbourne. So,
Media.
So, yeah. If
do no wrong in my eyes. If you want to watch a good vertical, watch Turtle Media. Yeah.
so good. And so we love them. And if I go back to Australia and got to make verticals back in Australia, that would be super cool. But anything else in Australia, I would jump at as well. Kirby, you feel like you want to say something?
No, I just was like, yeah, I'd love to work
Yeah.
with them too. That'd be so fun.
Did you come to Australia with me?
Rehearsal days. What?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. And yeah, with the Aussie accent thing, it's funny because I'm always looking for that opportunity. Like it doesn't. Yeah, it's not what they really look for yet. I'm not sure that they want a lead with an Aussie accent, so I think it'd have to be like the best friend role, which I've done a few times, or an Australian villain or something. I'm not sure. I don't know, but it would have to be the right storyline, I guess, to allow an Aussie to come in. But we'll see what the future brings. But I'm happy to use verticals as that American accent training for me. It does allow me to get into character a little better sometimes as well. Especially when it's far from me, to put it into that realm of, okay, I speak different, I move different, I'm a little bit different to who I am. So I kind of like being an accent sometimes. But yeah, I like using my Aussie accent from time to time. And I also, Kirby will know this, I think I freaked out our makeup artist on the Mafia one when we got through the shoot, because sometimes I will get into my accent in the morning, like putting on my costume. I'll like put on my accent and then I'll just exist in the accent all day. Because if I'm changing between, it'll confuse me. I admire people who can switch back and forth seamlessly. I will speak in an American accent generally all day on a film set. And then at the end of the day, I will let it go. And at the end of the filming, the makeup artist heard my Australian accent and thought he was having a stroke. So it's like, what is I kind of blew his brain a little bit. So sometimes when I bring my Aussie accent out, people will say, okay, doing an Aussie accent, right? And I was like, no, this is how I normally, you just haven't heard it yet. So that's a funny thing sometimes too.
He tried
Kirby,
to
I have
teach me
some-
how to do it once, and I could not do it.
We tried. We got bad. You went bad. You're right.
Thank you for being so nice to me.
Kirby, I have questions for you. Okay, this is just really, I haven't got the name. Just want to say, I absolutely find you so adorable and so cute, and you've become one of my top favorite actresses in verticals.
Thank you.
So she's asking what your favorite types of themes are. What kind of stories do you like telling the best?
Oh, I don't really have, like I said, this goes back to, I don't really have a favorite. I just always want to do something new and something fresh and new that I haven't done yet, because then that's another thing that I can explore. Once I start doing similar stories over and over and over again, not to say I get bored, but I kind of get bored, of like playing the same kind of character. So I just always want to do new and exciting things. And also, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
And I have a question for you from Stacey. So we know you've worked in the USA and you've worked in Canada. Have you worked in any other countries? And or are there other sort of countries you'd like are on your wish list of like, I'd love to go and film in that place?
Yes. So I have been to Shanghai. That vertical I filmed in December is not even out yet. So don't know when that one's coming out, but that was with Dan Zhangma. Love Dan. We'll see when that one comes out. Where I want to film though, I desperately want to go film in Turkey, Istanbul, because I feel like all of my friends are over there right now. And I'm like, guys, come on, please let me come out there. And I really, really want to film in Thailand, because I feel like, there's a little bit of a similarity, but like I'm obsessed with The White Lotus. Like I love that show. And they did their last season in Thailand. So I'm like, okay, well, why can't we do a vertical vacation gone wrong in Thailand? Like that would be so sick. And I'm sure it's not that expensive to film there. Then again, do I know? No. But it would be really cool. So that's another one on my bucket list. Honestly, just anywhere. I still have not been to Europe too. So I'm like, I just want to go all over the world while I'm
And
and bring Nic with me.
and Australia, right?
I've been to Australia, but yes, I'll go to Australia. And yes, Australia.
Well, they're definitely filming in Vietnam. Would you take Vietnam instead of Thailand? Would that work?
You know what? I think it's close enough that it would satisfy my urge to go in that direction.
You could just go to Thailand afterwards, like post-shooting for a little.
Exactly. And I would make my co-star come with me. So, Nic, we should go.
Do it.
Take a trip.
There's a core group here that shout out to Tides of Desire, which is a vertical about to launch, where they took a whole bunch of people from Vertical World in Vancouver and took them down to Costa Rica. Oh my God, we were all so jealous. That looked like an absolute dream holiday destination while they shot the little vertical down there.
No.
So.
There was also Scorpion as well.
Yes, there were. Yeah, a few, multiple. Yeah, they had a bunch of stories come back from that. But
Scorpion? What do you mean?
Well, Costa Rica's beautiful, but there's also wildlife, which includes scorpions.
You know, I forget about wildlife when I'm thinking about traveling. I'm like, it doesn't exist.
I'm Australian.
No,
So, I don't.
That's true. It's nothing to Australia. Have you got upcoming projects you're excited about? So, Kirby, if you could go first, and then hopefully someone will appear and we can talk about one of Nic's projects.
You know what? I do indeed. I start filming on the 2nd. And Jen, you're going to be really excited. The team is Tiffany and Kaylin.
Yes! I'm already excited.
Yeah, so it's going to be for Reelshort. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm doing it with Chris. Ooh, I don't know his last name. Quartico.
Oh, yes. Also at VertFest.
Yes. Okay. So him and I are going to be doing one. And the script is really fun. Like, I get to play a character that I have never gotten to play before. And I can't tell you much more, but I'm really, really excited about it. Actually, I just got drinks with Tiffany and Kaylin last night, and we were just like chatting it up and having a really good time. I love them.
Is it one that script they've written?
It is not. It is not. But I think it's still really going to be a good time.
They're really happy with it. Okay. That's very exciting. This is very, very exciting. Right, Nic, do you want to start? And we'll see if someone else turns up. What other projects have you got coming up that you're excited about?
Well, I about a week ago I was getting looked at for a couple of projects, but neither of them went my way, which is normal for film world stuff. I actually did a chemistry read for one because it was it was sort of offered to me, and I read the script and I went, okay, it's definitely something that I haven't done before. But I got onto the chemistry read, and the trope was the kind of older man vibe. So I'm sure they're off shooting that and making it a wonderful vertical. But what ended up happening is I did the chemistry read with the director on and the other lead, and we got through a bit of a saucy scene, which was like the older guy with the younger girl sort of vibe. And we went, okay, we can kind of make this work. And then when we sort of got off the call, it was actually Grace sent me a message and said, Nic, you look so handsome and so young, and what are we gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. You know what I look like? Like, last time we worked together, I looked like this. Like, I haven't aged 10 years in the last 2 months. So they ended up deciding that I didn't look old enough to have a child in university. I've had children when they're like, 10-ish, maybe I think I can pull off, but a child in uni, like, I'm not sure I fit that bill. So my upcoming project at the moment might be involving our new guest on the call. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Can let her introduce, which is a new pirate vertical. So we've got a proof of concept in the works, and then the plan is hopefully to shoot in the next 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. I can hand it over to Julie. She can sort of explain the project a little more, and you can fire some questions at us, Jen, if you would like to.
Yes, please. Julie, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Kirby, are you all right just being like a fan and hearing all about pirates?
Also, so nice to see you again, Julie.
Good to see you, Kirby.
Julie, could you please introduce yourself and explain why we are now going to talk about pirates? Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm Julie Bruns. I have been acting in verticals it'll be coming up on a year in November. And having done a number of verticals, my partner Stephen, who also acts in verticals as well, and I had a lot of conversations after Jen posted a certain something on Instagram, which was basically, we need a pirate vertical. And I was like, my dream as a child was to grow up on a pirate ship. A little out of reach as a child, but now that I'm older and an actor, I'm like, I want to live out that dream. So I started kind of, when I was on set, I'd be like, pirate vertical, guys, pirate vertical. And everybody was always like, oh, that sounds really cool. But, nothing immediately came of it. And I suppose I got impatient and one day was like, well, we're filmmakers. Why don't we do this? So I guess it was, 8 weeks ago, whenever Jen made that post, I was like, okay, time to break out final draft, time to write. Basically what started as 10 episodes, which is now looking like 12 episodes of the first pirate vertical, which we then cast Nic in as the very dashingly handsome Captain Rob, and headed out to an island off the coast of British Columbia, Gabriola Island, to shoot on a vintage sailing ship. And then back into New West, which is close to Vancouver, to shoot in a pirate pub, and out to a forest to shoot sword fights and all of those good piratey things.
Okay, can I ask questions?
Absolutely.
Nic, how cool was it when you got asked to be a pirate?
Oh, I was so excited. Yeah. I had a similar sort of thing. I was actually looked at way back when, sort of post Home and Away days, for the son of Orlando Bloom in the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. And it actually went to another Aussie, Brenton Thwaites. But I was, there was some interest around that time. But Brenton and we share a bit of a look, and he did an amazing job. He's an amazing Aussie actor. If you don't know of him, look him up. He's in Titans. He plays Robin in Titans.
Huh.
And so that, getting that audition and having my agent be like, they want you to keep putting down some stuff for this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But obviously, not getting that opportunity, this sort of stirred that old, it was like, oh, pirate things. Okay, this is kind of cool. I was anxious in a way with, the pirate trope things that are in it. Boats and sword fights, as Julie knows. We got quite ambitious. We had a sword fight. We got a couple of guys from a sword fighting academy here in Vancouver where they do classes and learn to do it. Julie, do you know the name? I always forget the duo.
It's Academy Duello, and Lucas and Brian and Bray, Nic's stunt double, came from there, but Nic ended up not really having too much need of a stunt double. He was like, you were fighting for hours. It was like,
I had a very swollen hand that day. I was not used to holding those big metal swords like they are, but
is it heavy?
Heavy-ish. It wasn't like medieval swords. It was, pirate swords, so they're a bit more separate. But yeah, and the way you hold them with sort of a guiding finger, there is sort of that notch in your hand that metal will sit in. And so blocking other swords and having it clang into your hand and that sort of stuff was and for takes from, as you know, from all different directions, was a while. I was like, come on hand, come on wrist, you can do this. Forearm, all those muscles that I don't really use in that sort of capacity were really tested. But I was really grateful that Julie and Steven and the whole team and these three guys, we all got together and did that rehearsal because that was, really important for me. Then for the days following that, I was rehearsing. They would have seen me on set, I think, of the first couple of days because the fight was on the last day. I was off during lunch, rehearsing it and going through the shadow motions and whatever else, trying to get the best fight that we could. But they were all really helpful in terms of their sword play with me as well, and sort of giving me corrections and and that sort of stuff. So I'm really excited to see what the edit looks like. And yeah, it's going to be a fun action sequence for sure.
We've already seen bits and pieces of it and it looks amazing. I also love that we put all the swords on the last day and it was like hours of fighting. And then it's like, okay, Nic, time to pick Julie up and like sprint through the ferns.
More to do. More to do.
And just to clarify as well, it's not just Nic who gets the action, is it? Because you've written a very cool female lead.
Yes.
I think that's quite important for people. It's not just the boys who get to run around with the swords.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, so this is the intro for sure. There's definitely clashes and tastes, definitely more to come as well. So I'm excited. I didn't get my big sword fight yet, but that is on the way.
So just to explain to people, so what's happened so far is that you've filmed, it's going to be about 12 episodes to kind of, so people will be able to watch those and see it. But where I feel it's really going to sit is it's then going to be with the fans. So there will be a crowdfunding. So basically, we've all said, everyone said on that post, we want pirate verticals. So I guess this is where we now come in as fans, because I'm more than happy to throw some money at this. So that's going to be, I think, probably what we link to, isn't it? So we need to follow, it's Beneath Crimson Sails Vertical on Instagram, isn't it?
Yes,
is that correct?
It is, definitely.
Follow that. I'll also do posts on Vertical Drama Love, but there will be opportunities to be involved and contribute. And just to explain to people, for me, not only do we obviously want to see Julie and Nic's pirate vertical, but also we all know how verticals work. So if this takes off and does well, I'm hoping everyone can live their pirate dreams and we will then have lots and lots of pirate verticals. And my hope for you, Kirby, is you can now extend the bingo card and put on pirate and add that somewhere and go for a 6 in a row.
Oh, pirates are now going on the bingo card. It's happening. I don't care which one I have to take off, but it's happening.
So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for all of you for being part of this VertFest panel. Just as a final thing, what would you like to say to all the fans watching? Just let everyone go in turn.
What you got, Kirbs?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well,
She's going to get emotional.
I don't know what to say. I am an emotional person. I cry about everything. But I'm just so grateful for all the fans and all the love and you, Jen, for putting this together, and Nic and Julie.
Anna is amazing.
Anna, I could never forget you, Anna, hearts. No, I'm just so thankful to be here, and so thank you.
Yeah, thank you definitely to Jen and Anna for organizing this, and I'm glad that I can be a part of it. Thank you very much for the invitation. For the fans, it's like I can't put it into words really. It's this new world. Like people, when you say you want to be an actor, they're like, you want to be rich and famous, and you're like, well, rich would be nice, but famous comes with a weird thing for me. It's never something that I've chased. So whether I have 10 fans or 10 million fans, I just love being able to tell stories and do the acting that I'm really passionate about, and to have feedback come back with that level of appreciation. So the amount of fans that we have in the vertical space that allows us, Kirby and I and Julie and everybody else in this space, to create these things and do what we love to do and get paid for it, and for you guys to get entertainment from it. Like, it's just so special. It's just incredibly special. And I've had years between home and away and my vertical career where I wasn't doing that. I worked in the fitness space and I traveled and I lived in London and I did all this stuff. So to come back and say that I have done nothing in terms of work and live my life and pay my bills and everything else from acting since June of last year, I have been an actor. That is thanks to the fans, more than anything, because they're the ones at the back end who pay for it, appreciate it, and love it. So thank you. Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah. To repeat, everybody, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Anna. And a huge thank you to the fans and their passion for this, because we wouldn't get to do this without you. And without that, it's incredible. And keep talking about what you want to see. Keep expressing things. The creatives are watching. We're listening. We're excited. There are posts that we read and we're like, yes. And it creates things like a pirate vertical where we have a strong female character and we have a storyline that's, full of all those lovely vertical, like, romance and drama and intrigue and sword fights, but also really heartwarming moments. So thank you for your passion feeds ours. We are so lucky to get to do what we do for you guys.